Premier announced in my electorate in the suburb of St Peters yet another version of the WestConnex, a road interchange to be constructed at St Peters just south of Sydney Park. Simultaneously, 80 homeowners in St Peters were approached and advised that their properties were to be acquired. It is just lunacy to build a vast road interchange at that location, and it is not the first time that that stupidity of St Peters as a major road interchange has been raised. More than 2 decades ago, the M5 East was to be constructed with a major interchange at St Peters exiting on Canal Road. It exists where it currently exists at General Holmes Drive because I, as President of the South Sydney Regional Organisation of Councils, campaigned vigorously to ensure that common sense prevailed. The roads around St Peters, Tempe, Sydenham, Canal Road, the Princess Highway, Unwin's Bridge Road, Mary Street and adjoining streets are in absolute gridlock. They carry significant volumes of traffic, large trucks and dangerous goods. This is a return to the stupidity that existed more than 2 decades ago. Quite frankly, my constituents in St Peters, Tempe and Sydenham are sick to death of this incompetent Liberal government careering around, coming up with a variety of locations for their own political agenda with no concern for the uncertainty and fear that is created in the community. Initially, the WestConnex through Tempe and St Peters was going to be above ground, going through some Tempe Reserve and Tempe wetlands, but the New South Wales government didn't actually know where the route was and recently abandoned it. Remember the massive culvert that they were going to build, a boulevard like Paris and Barcelona, which is now a tunnel? 2 weeks ago, people started drilling in the streets of Sydenham without any consultation with the community, which in itself created consternation. Residents thought that that might be the location of a tunnel right underneath their homes with the adjoining exhaust stacks. This mostly was to the west of the Princess Highway. Now there is an announcement by political leaders from Manly, and the closest they come to St Peters is when they get on their wide-body jets for their overseas joints. For the Premier to tell the residents of St Peters that this, and I quote, is short-term pain for long-term gain is just insulting. The fact is that the government has no idea where the precise route of the WestConnex is going to be. It has no idea about the environmental impact. In fact, no environmental impact statement is to be published until next year, well after the election. The way the New South Wales government is supposed to build a road is to plan a route, examine details, conduct traffic analysis and offer up solutions to address those problems. It is one thing for the government to get cheap headlines in the media to be seen to be doing something. It is another to cause fear and consternation to residents of my electorate because of their own inability, failure and incompetence. Every time an announcement is made by this government regarding the WestConnex, my entire community is left not only with more questions, but also uncertainty and fear. The government is playing with the lives of residents of St Peters, Tempe and Sydenham. Many cannot sell their homes for fear of losing money. Many cannot finish or start renovations for fear of wasting money. Many do not want to be forced to leave the area that they've lived their entire lives. The St Peters, Tempe and Sydenham community will not accept these displays of contempt from the New South Wales government, who continually leave their livelihoods hanging in the balance. Enough is enough. The Premier should immediately announce to my constituents that the properties are not going to be acquired and their lives destroyed in the name of political perception.